What is Neon Odyssey's take and a sci-fi fantasy take on, say, the monk?
Yeah, the monk. The monk was a tricky one, and we landed on the disciple. The 5.5 monk did a lot of really great things compared to 2014 5e, and we wanted to make sure that these kept the same spirit, but where we really aligned it on you have mastery over your soul. You are someone who has followed the teachings of a philosopher hero across the galaxy, followed their teachings, and it has unlocked the ability to channel your soul, guide your soul into various different practices, into your martial arts, of course, but most importantly, are 4 different subclasses, which are all different teachings or traditions that you're following.
It's almost like if every soul is a note in the grand cosmic melody, the disciple is kind of tuning their soul to a specific frequency, and that's where we represent that with the various subclasses.
And the one that you'll probably see in the trailer that is on our cover here with Pike Starfall is the poster child of the disciple, and that is the God Hand. And these are the heavenly, the divine disciples that follow the teachings of those that exalt the gods of Agathos, at the very least their tenets, and look to the stars for guidance. And they, at some point, have either found an artifact, a gauntlet, something, a runic pattern, or they just channel the power of their god into their hand, and they effectively bring about the will of the gods or the celestials or the beings of the stars, and basically take on the power of the heavens and the stars in order to shoot laser beams out of their fingers if they want, or to have fun different effects based on which god that they represent. And then we have the symmetric, which taps into the harmony, and we had to have your fast-acting, laser sword-wielding, mystical, power-wielding disciple that is able to walk the balance between the dark and the light, and that is what this disciple does. They're able to tap into the cycle of life and death, the somber and the vital harmony. As they go back and forth for the cycle, it allows them to have a lot of flexibility on the battlefield, obviously to live your classic Jedi or Sith fantasy, and basically choose, do you choose or do you walk between the light and the dark? And that's really up to you.
And the 2 subclasses in the Overdrive expansion, the first one is the Ghost Frame. And this is your classic cybernetically enhanced infiltrator. They are master assassins, they are masters of stealth, and they can hide in plain sight. They can get in where they need to, make very powerful strikes charged with lightning damage. This is your classic example of Major Kusanagi sort of shimmering and disappearing right in front of the enemy's eyes. And the final subclass for the Disciple,
that's my favorite,
is the Anomaly. You are an anomaly of the hypergrid. Your code is just a little different. You may be the chosen one, or you might just have something a little extra special about you. This is all about wearing long trench coats and dual wielding Uzis and, stomping through hotel lobbies and really just being masters of reality. The hypergrid permeates through all of reality, and being anomalous of the hypergrid, you're able to sort of morph this reality and push guys really far and be able to sort of move fast, blink here and there. And I mean, this is just your classic Neo Matrix power fantasy, really.
So much like with the Barbarian to Juggernaut shift, we did have to realize, it's kind of hard to deflect blows when people are shooting you with laser guns. So one of the easiest tweaks we made there is we just added radiant damage to their list of damage types that they can deflect with their reaction when they attain that feature. In the Outrunner's Handbook, our 2 subclasses are the God Hand and the Symmetric. The God Hand focuses the power of the stars in the palm of their hand, either in a mark, like a constellation mark that appears on their hand, or a gauntlet or a bracelet or ring, piece of jewelry, something that focuses the starlight of Agathos and allows them to gather that and fire these soul blasts in radiant beams from their hands. It runs off of their damage die, which is used for their unarmed strikes and disciple weapons, and so that also translates to the damage die of their beams. But when they get extra attacks, when they can use their bonus action features to make extra unarmed strikes, anytime they would be making an unarmed strike, they can make a Radiant Blast instead. Next subclass in Book 1 is the Symmetric. This is our Harmony-focused Disciple subclass. They have this ability to generate these weapons, either combat staves or blades, sort of forge it out of the Harmony's energy. And then when they attack with these weapons, they can channel either vital or somber energy through it. As they grow up in levels, they'll be able to reach out through the Harmony's influence, and they'll be able to manipulate minds and tweak emotions and maybe trigger someone to do something that they didn't otherwise want to do, or they can take those cool melee weapons that they imbue and they can throw them massive distances. In the Overdrive expansion, we start with the Anomaly. The Anomaly is a disciple that has aligned their soul with the truth of the hypergrid and brought that into the real world. They are a bit of a gun-using disciple, so they will enjoy using submachine guns and firing those sometimes with both hands if they're feeling frisky. But they can see sort of they touch on the grid runner space a little bit, not in the sense of casting spells, but in that thinking that there is a code that underlies, like a computer code that underlies reality and can be tweaked and messed with and sidestepped at times. So they'll be able to see things like do things like see through walls. They'll be able to interface with computers by a touch. They can teleport because they can shift their code from one place to another. They just erase their location data from reality. And if they're doing it the right way, they could even pair that with their ability to see through solid objects to teleport places they normally can't, because they'd have to be able to see their destination. The last disciple we have is the Ghost Frame, where the Anomaly is the software side of things, the Ghost Frame is the hardware. They unify technology and spirit through cybernetic upgrade of their body, and they use this to create stealth fields that let them hide and infiltrate. They create the perfect ambushers. So if you think of a cybernetic assassin or infiltrator, the Ghost Frame steps into that space where they can sort of channel their soul's energy through the cybernetics of their body to lightning charge their strikes. They'll be able to pick more cybernetic upgrades to their body as they go, and then at the highest levels they'll be able to attain these states where they sort of ramp all of their augments into overdrive.